And look at Pat Mahomes with his 15th touchdown pass of the afternoon, 13 to Tyreek Hill.
Hey everybody, what's going on? Jeremy from Newport News Collector. Thanks for joining me on today's episode. Before we get started with my recent acquisitions that support my short-term and long-term strategy for this hobby, I feel like I want to start sharing horror stories about this hobby and how we can protect ourselves, whether you're a new beginning person that's newly interested in the hobby, or you used to be and you're coming back in, or you're a long-time hobbyist and you're a long-time collector, right? So here's one of my latest horror stories. This one sits well with me, actually. And quite frankly, now that I realize I'm about to share it with you, I realize what I need to do and what we should be doing responsibly in order to basically get rid of these scumbags that do what they do, okay? This is a scumbag move that happened, and I'm actually going to leave eBay information so that you can leave it up to yourself. You should know who these people are that scam you. I was scammed, okay? Now, how was I scammed? There was a 2019 Gardner Minshew. I'm looking for the second-year base. Remember the second-year base Gardner Minshew card that we're talking about? I'm going after not the Prizm, but the Select Prizm, the Select Refractor, okay? That will say Prizm, and I'm going after the field level, which is the top notch. You have your field level, premier level, and concourse level in the Select set, okay? I'm going after the field level refractor or silver Prizm Gardner Minshew Select 2019, and it's at auction, and I decided to put a bid in, entering myself into that auction agreement, during which time I win. Now, during that time, you get excited. You're like, okay, this is a card I'm looking for. This is something I want to add to my collection. So you put the bid in, and sometimes with eBay, you see plus shipping. It'll say plus shipping, but it might not give you the exact figure. And so you don't look it up. So I put a bid in and I go away, and then I keep track of it, and I make sure that, okay, I'll put in another bid if I feel like I can spend more money or whatever the case. It's getting down to the nitty gritty. It's almost over. It being the auction, we want to make sure we follow it so we can potentially win the card. And I win with a $10 bid, okay? So I'm like, okay, major score there. It's a fairly low price. I think I figured it would have gone for a little cheaper, but nonetheless, I win it for $10. And I get the invoice and it says $31. And I says, what in the heck is going on here? So I look and they charge you $21 for shipping from the United States. The continental United States, they're going to charge $21 for shipping to ship within the United States, okay? I'm upset about this, but I decide not to reach out to these people. I thought it was a stupid, ridiculously scumbag move. But I thought to myself, hey man, this is what happens when you're an emotional buyer. You see something and you don't do your diligence. You see what you want and you choose not to do the diligence and look at the shipping costs. It may say brand new, but it almost never is. Keep that in mind. It says brand new, it almost never is. Because you, me, everybody wants to make top-notch dollar for their card that they put on there. And that will influence you into not disclosing damaged items, right? Anyway, this person charged $21 for shipping, and the total invoice came to nearly $32. So I pay it, and I wait for the card, and I get the card. When I received the card, not only did I wait an excessive amount of time for the card, but when I get the card, it's a base card that is not the refractor. Anybody who knows what I'm talking about, you know the significant difference. So at this point, this is the final straw for me, and I'm going to reach out. This was kind of the tipping point. And so I reach out to this person. I say, hey man, not only did you guys charge me $21 for shipping, and you live in X state and I live in this state, and there's no reason for that, but now you're sending me a card that's not the actual card I purchased. So they proceed to accuse me of trying to scam them. And this didn't sit well with me at all. They protect the seller in that way, but they don't protect the buyer. And then there are ways that they protect the buyer but don't protect the seller. And this is a vicious cycle with eBay because they're all about volume. The more transactions that you have on there, the more money they make. Okay, that's a fact. So in any case, I let this person know and they accused me of scamming them. So I've been scammed 2 ways. Okay, 2 ways in this transaction. You have to watch out for these people. I'm not saying don't purchase from these people, but you have to start inquiring with these people because they are disgustingly deceptive and they will accuse you of that which they themselves do, if this isn't a common theme of today's society, okay? Anyway, so there's that story. So when we buy online, you must do your diligence. Remove the emotional thing. This is the thing about trading cards and selling them and buying them. They become a part of who you are. Their sentimental value. They hold value in your feelings, okay? And when we get emotionally involved in our investments, we tend to stop doing diligence. And this is when people like that take advantage of you. With that said, let's get going here with some Gardner Minshew. Speaking of, all right, so my short-term strategy was to collect some Gardner Minshew. I believe he is a starter in this league for a number of teams, including Jacksonville. If Jacksonville is to draft Trevor Lawrence from Clemson, there will be a battle. You know, there will be a quarterback battle, I would imagine. Trevor Lawrence is the man. He's coming up. He's going to be a new rookie, but he's at the top echelon of his skill position from his current level. Okay, so he's a Heisman guy. He's a Heisman type of guy. He's an All-American type of guy. And now here he is. He's a proven winner. So anyway, Gardner Minshew, regardless, I see a lot of value in him. And currently, his cards are not high in value. They're rather cheap. Now, you are seeing the prices of cards increase. And that's not because of necessarily the stock in that player. Okay, we have to keep in mind there are a lot of technical issues that are at stake here and in play in our economics. And so that's going to play into a lot of inflation. When you see the price of cards significantly increase and the economy's not been doing great, and yet you see the price of cards significantly increase in value, that's not that the cards are getting more valuable. It's that your money's becoming less valuable. Okay, so keep that in mind. So you'll see the price of Gardner Minshew cards go up, but they're not really increasing in value, okay? You're just having to spend more money for it, which devalues the amount of money you have in your pocket. This is what happens, folks, when you decide to print an ungodly amount of currency, all right, to solve problems instead of, we won't get into that, but that's what happens when you print a lot of money. Inflation, it's happening in various parts of the market. This would be one of them with the memorabilia industry, as you can tell. So anyway, Gardner Minshew, what I got my hands on, firstly, the common theme is the Prizm, okay? This is going to be the 2019 Panini Prizm refractor or silver Prizm, okay? And I've managed to grab a few of these. As a matter of fact, I just got one number to 75 in the mail here. It's a Prizm. And I can't remember the name of this exact print. Nonetheless, it's numbered to 75 and it's really nice. It's in mint condition, smells great, feels great, everything. And then my favorite raw card purchase is this snake print. So the snake print type of cards, or if you're looking at the 2018 Select with the zebra prints, they're not numbered, but they're case hits. They're very rare, and so this snake print was very rare. And because I really like the Gardner Minshew Prizm card, I like the opportunity, I went ahead and bought the rare version here. So I have one of them, and I paid a little bit of money for it, but nonetheless it was great. And it actually inspired me to purchase a couple baseball cards like that, which I just got into baseball, and it's coming up very shortly. I'm putting together a little collection for my nieces and nephew. Generational wisdom, right? Generational knowledge. This is how we pass things along and include everybody. Inclusion is what creates wealth in the market that we seek to venture out into, right? We help each other. We want this stuff. I want to get people. I want to exchange cards with people that's equitable for everybody. There's got to be equity, right? Both sides. That's why we remove the scumbaggery from what's going on. So anyway, Gardner Minshew. I've got a snake print version. These are not numbered. The baseball cards were, but this is a sharp card. And I looked up the price of some of the other players that are of higher quality right now. And these cards go for hundreds of dollars, right? So there's that. All right, so right now I've got my hands on a few of these Prizms. As you can see, I've got my hands on quite a few. Not to showcase or brag necessarily. I want to get you into the mindset of what you can do, the things that you can do too. Use my techniques. Use them against me in an auction. That's awesome. That increases the value of our investment, right? This is how it works. So got my hands on a Panini Minshew Mania, right? This was recent, and this would be another version of a misprint. This card was obviously out of center, and it wasn't necessarily shown on the advertisement, okay, on eBay, which is where I purchased this. And so, nonetheless, it's a sharp card. It's very thick, which I like, so it's very durable. And it's just got this quality to it that's a fantastic card. I actually just got my hands on a Patrick Mahomes Donruss Optic downtown case hit. Okay, I got my hands on one. I may have paid a lot of money for that one. All right, and then an Optic Gardner Minshew 2020. It's a second year refractor card. These are the base refractors that do tend to become more valuable than the other cards, and so I went ahead and got my hands on another one of those. I have two of them now, officially, right? I think these may have been in my other video, I'm not sure, but I recently acquired a couple of PSA cards numbered to, well, not numbered, but they're graded 10. And this is a rookie. I love the Chronicles. Just so clean. It's just such a pristine, like, finish on this Luminance, the Chronicles Luminance cards. Really nice. I don't know what the name of that texture is or that technique that they use. But also got my hands on a Gardner Minshew Optic Rookie Orange Refractor numbered to 199. It's a Prizm refractor. And so very nice card. And so that goes into my Gardner Minshew collection. I got them at decent prices. So I've noticed in this bubble, we are in a bubble. That there's no doubt about that. Why am I buying these right now in a bubble? Well, I just appreciate a lot of these basic cards, like this Lamar Jackson 20. Is this a 2019? It is 2019. This would have been a 30th anniversary year. They did the 30th anniversary inserts. If you've ever seen them, I own two of the Patrick Mahomes ones at one point, and they both had a really cool misprint in the corner. And it wasn't even a misprint. It was a texture factory discrepancy on both of the cards in the very same spot. So it was an entire batch of cards of these Pat Mahomes 30th anniversary cards. If you find one that's mint condition, it's a rarity, because not all of them, even if they're like mint in the corner, like in the corners, the surfaces, all that stuff, that doesn't mean that much. Like, you take a closer look, you'll see on a few of those cards, and somebody who may watch this may have in possession those cards. I think one was numbered 3 out of 30. The other one may have been 6 out of 30, if I remember correctly. So if you own either of those, check out that top right-hand part. It's really interesting. So anyway, Lamar Jackson, what I've noticed, I've also invested not just in Lamar, but Kyler Murray. And some of these solid parallels are very basically nice cards to have. They're a step above the regular base card, and they come in various colors. So whatever, certain colors are more rare than other colors, okay? So depending on how much you're willing to pay for a parallel, sometimes they're solid. So the solid edges are hard to keep clean. So you want to find one with a very clean edge. This one's got a little top right corner discrepancy, and that's how we roll with that one. It's still a beautiful card, and Lamar is the man. So I also have a Gold Zone number to 50 like this or something. I think it's called Gold Zone number to 50, same card. So that'll go in as part of my Lamar Jackson. That's a second year card, and that's what I like to have. All right, so with that said, that snake print that I had, I'm getting into baseball more, and again, I'm setting up a nice collection for my nieces and nephew. Um, and this will include Patrick Corbin and German Marquez. All right, these are a couple of pitchers, right? And this is that snakeskin print that I was talking about. I don't know how the glare is or anything like that. I hope you guys can see these okay. But these are numbered to 50, okay? And so that snake print of that Gardner Minshew actually inspired me to go ahead and look into these baseball cards, and I got them relatively cheap, but nonetheless they're very nice. And I picked up my first WNBA card ever. My brother laughed at me when I said this, and it's funny because I'm buying them for his kids, and he's laughing at me for picking these up. But I picked up a Leilani, is it Mitchell? Leilani Mitchell, and she plays for, I think, the Mystics, right? I don't know, Washington. I don't know who the Mystics are. Okay, so anyway, this is a 2020 Panini Prizm, and this one is like a red wave, like a red, white, and blue, like wave parallel, okay? It's not numbered or anything like that, but what I wanted to do was pick up a few new cards and then maybe put a box together and send it to my brother, and maybe they can do like a draft or something. They sit the kids down and everybody gets to pick out what cards they want. So everybody, it gets included and everybody gets an opportunity. So that's what I was doing, in that snakeskin print from Gardner Minshew kind of inspired me to do that. And then for myself, I had picked up a Mookie Betts Diamond Kings, 2019 Diamond Kings, number to 303. Short print to 303, which represents his lifetime batting average. And I picked up a Mike Trout number to 249. And this is Donruss All-Star parallel. And then I picked up this one recently, Mike Trout 2020 Prizm, Silver Prizm, or Refractor. Okay, and that's the base refractor. You got to go with Mike Trout 10 years in. Fantastic card, so I thought I'd have that. Those will be for my collection, but those other ones have started. I have other cards collected as well for the nieces and nephew. And so finally, we'll end on this one just because I'm a serious Pat Mahomes investor at this point. So I wanted to share my latest pickup, second year card, numbered short print to 35. It is a blue Score 2018 artist proof, PSA graded 10. Yeah. So, I got that card, and I actually enjoy it. I have a rookie card that is graded 10, and I enjoy this card more than the rookie. So I'm very excited about it. This will go in my long-term personal collection, and I'll seek others like this. I just happen to start doing different things with my investments, and I see an opportunity here to stay connected to, you can stay connected to the past in a nostalgic way, and we exchange these things. I use these things in more than just from the collection standpoint, from a physical standpoint. I actually use these things spiritually as well. I was a veteran for 9 years, multiple combat tours. You grow up nostalgic. You don't forget those parts of your identity, and they can kind of drag you down in a sense. For certain people like myself, I admit these things. Sometimes you can go overboard with your passions and the way we love to do certain things, and it's okay to give back. It's okay to let go of a lot of these belongings. Okay, so this is a great practice that I like to do, because some of these cards certainly can become very nostalgic. They can become very much sentimental and become a part of you, and as much as they are, they really truly aren't in the end. So anyway, guys, there's my spiritual kick on that. I always like to include that stuff, but regardless, I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode. If you have any questions, shoot me some comments. And I wanted to try to keep this short, but no way can I do that. There's too much excitement, there's too much stuff to share, and there's too much fun. So maybe I'll start doing them more frequently, and maybe that'll just naturally shorten things up. So I hope everybody enjoys your day. It is a Friday, so enjoy the weekend. Plan your weekend ahead. Plan accordingly. Make sure you leave time for yourself. Leave time for yourself to reflect. Leave time for yourself to ensure that you are straight, so that being around other people, you can then share and express your ideas from a frequency of love, right? All right, guys. Jeremy, Newport News Collector, signing off.